When the United States invasion happened from 1916 to 1924, my mother was a teenager. The people rebelled against the invasion. The participants in that movement, it wasn't called a revolution, but a movement, went and hid in the mountains. Among them was a distant relative of my grandmother. At that time, there was an American military barracks in Salcedo. One day, when one of the rebels came to ask my grandmother for help, and my grandmother said she really couldn't help since she was a widow. However, there's always a traitor, someone who plays both ends towards the middle. So this guy was a traitor. He informed the American government that my grandmother was helping the movement, even though she wasn't. When the soldiers came looking for my grandmother, she said she had done nothing. She had no help to give, and she was the sole support of her family. Even so, they warned her that they were going to burn down her house. That night, she gathered up the whole family and went to stay with her brother nearby. The next day, when she returned, the house had been burned to the ground. My mother never forgot this deliberate, vicious act. We had an Uncle Josue. He was 10 when the government committed this atrocity against his mother, my grandmother. He hated the American government for, as he said, the Americans left us, Trujillo. He's the product of that invasion. For that reason, from the time we were very little, there was always a feeling in our house against Trujillo. My grandmother's economic well-being declined after the loss of her house. My other uncle was shot by the American government. All those experiences contributed to Minerva's anti-Trujillo feelings.